What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing the review of the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, and I am super excited because I have a lot of insight that I want to share with you. So with no any further ado, let's go into this video. Alright guys, so the way that we're going to break down this review is going to be about 4 ways, okay? Number 1, we're going to talk about the plot of the movie. How is it going to break apart and just give you the goodness? Number 2 is going to be about the details that we saw in this trailer. Number 3 is going to be theories that I believe could happen in this movie. And number 4 is going to be questions that you might want to think about before watching this movie. So let's get into it and let's talk about it. Alright guys, so let's talk about the plot. What is going to happen in this movie, right? So in the beginning of this trailer, we start seeing right away what is going on, right? We see that everyone has discovered, according to the last movie, the true identity of Spider-Man. The second thing that just builds on that plot is that they're blaming him for the murder of Mysterio. So they're involving his family, they're involving his friends, all his loved ones, everybody who's close to them is being involved here, which is thickening the plot because now he's having issues with the outside world and his personal life combined together, and it's just becoming a mess. So he wants to get a solution that can fix it, and what do you know? Doctor Strange, he can do a bunch of crazy stuff. So he goes and he brings an idea to Doctor Strange, which curiously Doctor Strange accepts while being warned not to accept it, right? But he still goes on, and as he is going through the process, we see that Peter has this conflict that we're going to see through the whole movie, which is going to be the main plot of Peter Parker fighting to see if he wants to be Spider-Man and not have his identity revealed, or does he want to be Spider-Man and everyone know that he's Peter Parker and get his personal life and his life as Spider-Man combined together and hold that burden that it comes with. That is going to be the main conflict, and as he's messing with those two worlds, it's going to break out into the multi-universe, where it's going to bring out the villains and the other Spider-Mans that we're excited to see. Towards the end, he's gonna have to make a decision of what he wants to do. So that's gonna be the main plot that I see for this movie. So now that we talked about it, let's go into the details when it's a little bit more meat that we can look into. Alright guys, so next we're talking about details. What was that caught my eye in this trailer? And that's pretty much what I'm going to talk about right now. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the suit that Spider-Man is wearing. Black and gold. So I'm thinking it's kind of like a simile to Iron Man, since Spider-Man was the protege of Iron Man and he just wants to make different suits for different situations that he's going to need. So I'm thinking that this black suit, he needs it for a specific time, and we've seen that he's wearing different suits throughout the time as being Spider-Man. For example, when he was trying to help Iron Man, he wasn't able to go into space with the suit that Iron Man had given him, but Iron Man had made a second suit for him that would allow him to breathe in space. So it's really interesting that we're going to see different suits in this movie and see what they can do. The next thing, which was kind of a little detail, and I'm not going to go too deep into it, but in the beginning where Spider-Man is laying down, he kind of is not fully crossed in the legs, but he has kind of like a 4 because they shoot from the top, and it kind of makes me think, is that something important that we should be paying attention to? Maybe they're gonna make 4 Spider-Mans. Who knows? The next thing that I wanted to talk about is the little box that Spider-Man has while Doctor Strange is literally giving him that outer body experience. So first of all, let's pay attention to the outer body experience. When do we see this? Well, we see this in the first Doctor Strange movie where he has himself that outer body experience. But what happens and why? Well, he goes into this because he's doubting that there is anything out there that can help him with his case, right? So he's given the outer body experience to know that there's more to this world than just his problems. And the second part that we see this is when it happened to Hulk in the end game, where he had the outer body experience so that Bruce could come out and reveal what needed to happen. And now we see that Peter Parker is going through the same process. So why is this happening? And I'm thinking because he needs to know that, hey, there's something bigger than yourself with everything that is happening. That's one of my ideas that I'm thinking about. Now, the box that he's holding is actually the symbol where Doctor Strange lives. And that is actually the seal of the Vishanti. Hope I said it right. Okay, and pretty much what that symbol is to keep most supernatural invaders for protection, right? It's to protect wherever they're at so that they can keep them out. That's very interesting that Peter Parker is holding that as Doctor Strange is literally giving the outer body experience. And we cannot forget Doctor Strange being weird when it comes to the spell or whatever you call it, and that Wong literally warns him not to do it, but he still continues to do it, which leads me to think that maybe Doctor Strange isn't Doctor Strange. Maybe Doctor Strange could be someone else. We'll talk about that in a little bit later. And of course, we do see some sand and we see some electricity or lightning that are coming, which of course we know Electro is going to be in there, and probably Sandman is going to be in there, maybe as a good person, since in the movie he ended as a good person and Electro actually ended up as a bad. Of course, the introductions of others like Dr. Oct and the Goblin with the little ball that he likes to throw that explodes into a bomb. And lastly, which is a big detail, is Miss Warren. And it's really interesting. If you don't know who Miss Warren is, it's actually Spider-Man's physics teacher that we see in the movie Homecoming in that scene where she's teaching the class. Very interesting because we see her in the beginning and we see her in the end. Now, this may be a different version of Miss Warren than the version that we saw her in as a teacher. She may be somebody who is actually working with like the whole space and matter stuff, and could be someone that could help Peter in the plot of the movie. So something to think about. All right, so now let's move into the theories, which I'm excited to talk about because there are some things that could happen or could not. Okay, so let's talk theory. What could happen possibly in this movie? Okay, so this is my first theory. Spider-Man might be in the mirror dimension world. Now, I don't know exactly if that's what it's called, but that's what I'm calling it right now. He may be stuck there with Doctor Strange, since anything can happen there without actually happening in the real world. And it could be, maybe, just throwing that out there, a different version of Doctor Strange, but evil version. That could happen. We don't know. We'll see in the movie. The second theory that I wanted to talk about is Doctor Strange once again. Throughout the process, Marvel has revealed to us different things in order for us to be introduced to the multi-universe, right? And so we see in the show with Loki that Kang the Conqueror was behind everything. Sorry, spoilers if you haven't seen it. And so my theory is that this Strange could probably be Kang the Conqueror dressing like Doctor Strange. Or, this is another theory, or it could be Loki, another version of Loki portraying to be Doctor Strange, because again, he knows magic, right? And this may be something that Loki would actually do. So I don't know. There's so many theories, but these are my two main theories that I want to point out. Now, we're getting close to the ending of this video, which I want to leave you with a couple of questions to think about before you watch this movie. Alright guys, so here's some questions that you probably want to ask yourself before you watch this movie. So this is my question: where are the other heroes? Because we see in the multi-universe that the bad guys from other movies from the Spider-Man are coming, and even the Spider-Mans are coming. So it brings to question, where are the other heroes? And the second question that I want you to take with you is, since we're seeing all these older movies of Spider-Man coming back into this new Spider-Man, and we've seen this multi-universe which gives us like so many options, what other characters do you think will be coming back into the Marvel universe? And lastly, if you could choose a older movie that you've seen that has Marvel characters, what characters would you want to see? And that includes even in the X-Men or maybe DC. You never know, it may be a huge plot. I don't know, but it would be really exciting to see what characters, then the ones that they have, will be coming out. Alright guys, you have reached the end of today's video. Thank you so much for joining me on this review. I know this Spider-Man movie is gonna be awesome. I can't wait to see it. I know you can't wait to see it. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to this channel so that you can see more videos like this. And don't forget to press that like button and that bell notification so that you can see when our future videos are coming out. And until next time, stay amazing, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace.